Okay, so I'm doing this live thing. I've never done this before. Yeah, anyway, see how it goes. Getting down with the kids. Yeah, God, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll make the attempt of speaking about that which can't be spoken of. So non-duality, the me makes non-duality into something because the me is always looking for a something. It can't see what already is. Because it's just what's here. It's just this. It's just everything. The me tries to look for this because the me thinks it's a kind of a something. It tries to make what can't be spoken of into something. And it can't see what's right, not even right in front of it, because it's not even a right in front, it's just what is. And it makes no difference what's happening. There can't be anything that's, uncomfortable. There can't be anything that can be closer to this, because it is everything. It is ultimately close. The me can't get close to this, because it is this, appearing as a me. It is what is, appearing as me. And no matter what the me does to get closer to this, it doesn't matter whether the mind is raging or whether the mind is completely still. It doesn't matter if... It doesn't matter if I'm wearing robes or wearing a nylon tracksuit. No matter what the me does, the me will never get any closer to what is. Because the me is just an imaginary thing that appears in what is. And appears to feel like it can get something. To get something. And this can never be got. What is can never be got because it already is. And it's everything. And it's total abundance. This is abundant, and it doesn't matter what the appearance is, it's ultimately abundant. The me can never feel fulfilled by the appearance. It can only feel satisfied momentarily for a little while. It doesn't matter how much it appears to get or thinks it's getting. Even if it finds the perfect partner, it won't be long until the me feels as if it's not complete. It's always looking for something in time to make it feel complete. Looking in this imaginary fiction called time. And speaking about this, you can't even speak about this because this is it speaking. This is the light from the computer, is it? It's so obvious and so close, it's just totally missed. And when there is this speaking about this, it's not speaking to a me, because the me, not only is it not real, that imaginary one will never, ever get this. Ever. Because it is this, appearing as not being this. It's incredible. Because the speaking of this is not a thing. Non-duality is not a subject. It's not a something that can be understood by another something. Because the me's always looking for a something. Because it is a something appearing in completeness. It's like completeness appearing to be a separate bit. So the me will never get non-duality. Because it's turned it into a something that can be got or understood. You can never get to this. There's nobody here who has got to this or has got anything, because it's already this. It's already everything. This is so intimate. This is a constant intimate experience. But it's not for anybody. It's just the constant intimate experience of what is. And that's why this apparent separate one can never get this. Because it is this. It is this. It's amazing. And it's so amazing how the me will try anything to get this. Go to such lengths. And it'll never be closer to it. Doesn't matter what it does. Doesn't matter if it sees every single guru in the universe. If it drinks just water and stills its mind, it'll still never be closer to this. It'll still be an appearance. It's just an appearance. A really convincing appearance. That's all it is. So simple. I like this Facebook thing. It's really easy. I wonder if I can link it to YouTube. If anyone watches this later and knows, I'd like to know if I can link it onto my YouTube account. And it's funny, you know, because, you know, they're speaking about non-duality, but nothing can be said about it. Because as it's been spoken, that is it. That is the experience. The experience of this is listening to words or speaking them or sitting in a room. And it can never be anything but this experience. And this experience is not for anybody. Because the somebody is an imaginary construct moving in time. And it's created time. So it can seem to have a movement. It's like time is made up so the apparent human can kind of function in it. You can plan for tomorrow, or, you know, plan for whatever. But planning just happens. It's amazing. This is such a paradox for the mind. The mind's just like, just can't get it, you know, just can't get it. And it'll never get it. Because it's too... well, there's nothing to get. Hi, Pamela. I can see you've joined. It's totally spontaneous. I had no idea I was going to do this, so you might be the only one. I don't even actually know if it's working. I'm guessing it is working. And it seems like there's a reason that someone can be here speaking about this, but there isn't, and that's the whole thing. There's no reason to speak about it. There's no reason for anything. There's no reason to be alive. There's no reason to die. Unless, of course, a separate me sort of thinks about, you know, karma and reincarnation and all that. That's a story made up about someone living in time, being reborn. Well, it's always being reborn. Everything's being reborn constantly. Hi, Nitya. This is good. I like this. Constantly being reborn, constantly being destroyed. A total free fall. Impossible for the mind. Impossible. And really, this is the death of me. So me can make up all kinds of story that it's getting closer to this. How can anything get closer to what already is? It would just be an imaginary movement. This doesn't need anything to get closer to it. It already is everything. Why would this need part of itself, imagined as separate, moving closer to it. Doesn't need anything, because it is everything. It's everything. It's totally abundant, totally full, totally wild. But not for anyone. This is not wild and abundant for Lisa. Lisa hasn't got a clue. Lisa just goes about her business. This doesn't need anything to be aware of it. This is not awareness. This is everything, including awareness. This can't be broken up into parts, because each part is it, appearing as everything. The flow of the human breaks things into parts, because that's how it functions. You know, it breaks up its day by sleeping and waking. It breaks up, well, you know, everything's seemingly separate for the human character. But in reality, it's all the same thing. I had this dream a little while back, which I thought was quite, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't remember the word. But the dream is that everything was made out of blue. And the blue would form itself into different forms, called the world, or the appearance. But it was just blue. And it's a bit like that. It seems like everything's separate, because it looks different, but it's all the same thing. It's all made of the same energy. And the me, this apparent separate me, that seems to appear, is also made of the same energy. There isn't actually anything separate. There's no me and life. It is all life. A really dead leg. I think there's a chat thing here. If anybody feels like, you know, spontaneously chatting, they can. Don't know how long I'll be here. I just thought I'd see if it worked, and it does, and then speaking happened. Yeah. Yeah, well, why not? Why not? If there's a silence and the mind starts singing, then that is wholeness appearing as that. Oh, and you get annoyed. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's just what's happening. That's life appearing as that. Hi, Matsuts. If the mind is silent, then that's the mind being silent. It's nothing more than that. It's not, if the mind just starts singing, then that's life happening as that. That is life happening as that. And if there's annoyance, then that's life happening as that. Being silent or annoyed is the same energy. It's the same thing. And neither one can bring this dream of a me closer to everything. It's like something likes it, but at the same time, I think I want to be in silence. Yeah, well, the apparent me always thinks it wants something different. It's always wanting to move to something different. It's constantly looking for completion in something, in silence or in, I don't know, anything, alcohol, lovers. It's always looking for that next thing. Yeah. It's never satisfied, and it will never be satisfied. It'll be on its deathbed, wanting something else. It's the last breath. But that's all okay, because it's just, it doesn't feel okay to the me, I know that. But that's life, appearing as that. For no reason. I was actually contemplating something today, which made me laugh. I thought if someone could be God, and they had everything they ever wanted, and they were just oneness, like they were just oneness, like oneness for billions of years, maybe they'd go, actually, I'm going to try to see what it's like not to be oneness. Feel what it's like to be separate. Not good. But, because that feeling of always wanting to go towards completeness is thanks. That feeling of always wanting to go towards completion is the suffering. Feeling emotions, you know, any emotion is not suffering, they're just feelings happening. It's the one that's always looking for an end to it, an end to itself, an end to this, to the apparent separateness. But that movement of a me, that seeming movement of a me, would never want this. It's like a suicide mission for the me. Because it would then be seen that this me is not real, it's just what is. There is nothing moving in time. There is no time. There is only what's appearing. It's good, I can see thumbs up and everything. I think like a lot of spiritual teachings, there's nothing wrong with spiritual teachings. God, I was in spiritual teachings for years. But they can be quite disconcerting for the me, because if there's something there for the me to grasp onto, it will. Because it's always clawing to feel alive, to go on to the next thing. You know, the lament of the me is, end it now, but it doesn't really want it to end. It doesn't want itself to end. But it was never real anyway. It was never there. It's not here. It's just an appearance. It's just a feeling. It's just a belief. Going nowhere. It can't go anywhere. It just thinks it can. just thinks there's a next thing and that it will get to awakening or whatever, when there is not awakening. There's only what is. Nobody awakens to that. It's just really clear that's all there is. The most simple thing, the most obvious and simple thing. One of the biggest surprises here was to see that there wasn't any awakening, that was just a dream. It was a dream of getting somewhere, to the end result called awakening. And it's so hilarious when it's seen that there's never awakening, there's never anything, there's nothing, and yet there's everything. And even the word nothing, the me gets hold of the word nothing and turns it into a something. It turns it into nothing has to be looked for, therefore making it a something and making it totally unreachable. And there's no need to reach anything. It's already reached. It's already reached. And there's always that possibility, seeming possibility, that it will be clear that it was always reached. It was always this. There's never anything else. And if you look now, you'll see that there never was anything else. It was always what is. It's always this. Wherever you go, you never move. There's no movement. It's always this. Even if you travel around the whole world, it's still this. How did I start this apparent journey? Well, that would just be a story. It's just another story. Nobody started a journey. There's a story of someone called Lisa that's now just a memory that happens. Oh. And she was just a bit of an unhappy bunny. Started seeking like crazy. In the story, and this will make you laugh, in the story, she took a lot of magic mushrooms when she was 21. Had a glimpse of what she thought was God. And then decided she better search for God, but without the magic mushrooms. So you know the story from there. Buddhism, Tibetan monasteries, paganism, gurus, and it was always this. Even when there was the seeking, it was still this appearing as seeking. It never moved. It never moves. It's beautiful. And impossible, really, to talk about. Because it already is. You can't, when they're speaking, it's just, that's what is. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you for joining me on my spontaneous first time Facebook Live. Might do it again. That's good. Okay, well, lots of love, people. I don't know how to end it now.